Welcome back. This time next week, we're going to be celebrating at the Minnesota State Fair and celebrating some new foods as well. Moose Soda Apple Pie is the flavor of the fair this year at the Dairy Goodness Bar. According to Midwest Dairy, the flavor is a nod to one of America's favorite desserts to celebrate the country's 250th birthday. And it includes apples from another state fair staple in this week's Behind the Business. Heidi Wigdahl takes us to Pine Tree Apple Orchard.
Driving through Pine Tree Apple Orchard in White Bear Lake,
Yep.
John Jacobson knows every inch of it.
My whole life. The orchard has been around since 1904. What we're heading on right now is the original 25 acres.
At the core of the orchard is the Jacobson family. John's parents bought the business in 1958. Now all 6 children are involved in growing and marketing, everything from apples to strawberries and pumpkins.
I can honestly say that there's no 2 years that have really been exactly the same.
As production manager, John tries to eliminate as many variables as possible, using netting to protect from hail and trickle irrigation to combat drought.
I get this asked a lot, how do you work with your brothers and sisters? And Mother and Father always instilled in us that it's us against Mother Nature. John's
happy with this year's crop. And come Minnesota State Fair time, they'll bear the fruits of their labor.
Minnesota really loves their apples at the fair.
Since 1963, Pine Tree Apple Orchard has been at the Great Minnesota Get-Together.
It's very juicy and good.
There's a variety that we used to have there called Beacon, which is ripening right about this time, maybe a little bit later. But it was a hard skinned apple.
But then came First Kiss.
The University of Minnesota fruit breeding program is the #1 fruit breeding program for apples in the world.
The orchard went from a test site for the university's new apple,
they're flying out of here,
to in 2018 debuting First Kiss at the State Fair.
They really nailed it with the First Kiss because it's just a great apple for that time of year for the State Fair.
No matter the year or the apple variety,
everybody gets an apple.
The Jacobson family is nurturing the traditions they've planted. In White Bear Lake, Heidi Wigdahl, KARE 11 News.
Those look good. You can find the Minnesota Apples booth in the south wing of the Agriculture Horticulture building. They also plan to open the orchard in White Bear Lake next weekend, where you can buy everything from apples to baked goods. And you know what? We'd love to see you. Please come visit us during the fair over at the KARE Barn. You'll find us near the corner of Judson and Nelson. We love seeing everyone and all of you. You can catch a live show weekdays at noon, 4, 5, and 6, Saturday mornings as well. Feel blessed and happy to be able to host that show at 8. It's always a good party. And then here's a look at everything you can you can do when you visit. We got free water. We got a water bottle giveaway every day at 10 and 2. You can grab an anchor on a stick, take a pic at our new selfie station. The penny press is back this year with 4 new designs. And also new this year, you can come spin the giant prize wheel and see what you win there. And if you're looking for entertainment, we have bands in the barn that's back. That is one of my favorite features. There'll be several local musicians there Thursday through Sunday during the afternoons at 2. It is all fun. It is all free. So please come on, check it out. The Arboretum Apple House is open for the season, but it marks the last time it'll open in its historic location. Starting next year, the home of the Honeycrisp is moving to a new space across the road near the farm at the Arb. It'll be called Betty's Apple House, named after a longtime donor. For this season, the Apple House will be open daily from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. through November 5th. It features Minnesota-grown apples along with delicious pastries made with those apples. There's a new way for Minnesotans to explore America's history along one of the country's most famous scenic routes. The Great River Road follows the Mississippi River for 3,000 miles from northern Minnesota down to the Gulf of Mexico. State leaders and the Minnesota Historical Society just unveiled a new interactive itinerary highlighting places along the river that helped shape the country, including the historic Fort Snelling.
For thousands of years, this was a place of travel, communication, gathering, and trade. And over the century, this location became part of so many different chapters of our nation's history.
Organizers hope people will follow the itinerary during Great River Road Month in September. You can find it by downloading the Goose Chase app. It's called Goose Chase under Minnesota 250 Road Trips. Imagine loving your job so much that you'd stay there for 70 years. An employee at Long Lake's Mid-Country Bank is celebrating that extraordinary milestone today. Jessica Hart takes us to the party.
In a small town west of Minneapolis,
She's a busy woman.
there's an anniversary party in Long Lake
She does a lot of work for us.
for a woman who works part-time at Mid-Country Bank.
I'm sure she's not going anywhere, not until she has to.
I'm Janice Lurkey, and I've been here 70 years, and I started out as a bookkeeper.
A bookkeeper who's been a constant at this century-old bank even as ownership changes and has captured every moment.
And when I started, I was just a teenager. I know 70 years seems like a lot. God, I was so young when I started. I'm so old now. But it's been just the bank has been a special thing in my life.
We're just excited that we get the time that we get with her.
Steve Meads is the bank's CEO.
She has the energy and she likes it.
She's very fun and very nice.
Audrey Plotnick has been close with Janice for years and can be found in Janice's photo albums and is celebrating an anniversary of her own.
I've been at the bank for 40 years. Janice hired me.
Janice has hired and helped countless people, but she never thought so many cared.
Gosh, it means a lot, really a lot. Because I really didn't, when I was a teller, those people have all died. And I thought, I don't know if anybody will come. It's really special. It's more than I expected.
But it's hard to expect anything less for a woman who's been a constant at this bank.
And you're not going to stop either.
No, there's no reason to quit.
In Long Lake, Jessica Hart, KARE 11 News.
Lucky Dale can-
Janice, you look great. Good for you, by the way. And for the bank's 100th anniversary, Janice went around town on her bike, camera in hand, and interviewed people, and then put it all in a book. As you heard, she doesn't plan on quitting. You can find her at the bank a couple times a week. Stick with us. More news and weather coming up after the break.